Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Smakim Kize and this is my channel. Thank you so much for all the love in my Sanya vlog. Thank you. Check that out if you haven't seen it. I traveled to Sanya by myself for my first solo location. I had the best time, so definitely check that out. Oh. Okay guys, so as you can see by the title of this video, today we're going to be talking about what you need to do before you even get to China. Okay, now you've got the job, you've been hired, they've sent the letter of confirmation, they've sent you the offer letter, you've signed it, you're excited, you told your family, guys, go to China, I'm going to be an English teacher in China. But what now? Do you sit back? Do you relax? Do you wait for your ticket? Do you start packing? Like, what do you do next? So I'm here to give you guys just a few points to help you to get the ball rolling, but to make sure that you are prepared. Okay, so now you've got the job. They've sent you the offer letter. You're excited. You know that you're moving to China. You might not know what city you're going to as yet, but you know Wuti, you're moving to China. So most companies do offer relocation bonuses, okay? So they give you a lump sum when you arrive, and that will help you to settle into the new country that you've moved to. They give you money to make sure that you can pay deposits to move into apartments, buy groceries, things like that. But that doesn't mean that you can't prepare and you can't start saving for this big move. So the first tip I have is to start to build some savings and start to, I know this is probably a little bit late now because you are moving in a month or you're moving in 2 months or you don't know because of COVID, but start to put aside some savings and not just 1,000 Rand or 2,000 Rand. I'm talking 15,000 Rand, 20,000 Rand, 40,000 Rand, whatever you can. I unfortunately didn't have Leo Mali. I moved to China with only 5,000 Rand. Yes, and that transferred to 2,500 RMB. That's not even a rent. But I was very transparent with my company. I told them that this is the situation. I don't have money. I'm coming from zero. And they assured me that they would support me and help me in whatever way. But not all companies can do that. And now that the world and the country is dealing with a financial crisis and coronavirus, and a lot of the markets and the schools and the school's budget has been hit hard. So they probably won't be more open to making sure that they give you whatever you need, Mosafika. You know what I mean? So build those savings. Try as much as you can. Talk to your parents, family members, and build those savings. The second thing, let's go into a lighter note, but this is also very important. The apps that you need to make sure that your time here is comfortable, it's easier, you can navigate and move around as much as possible, and speak to people using translation apps. So the first app is Wechat. Wechat is an app that is predominantly used here in China. It's the app that you would use to transact every day, to pay for things. It's an app that everyone communicates through. It's like the WhatsApp of China. It's also an app where you can communicate with your family, video call with your family. And this app also assures that you have a print or footprint here in this country, because the health code, for example, which is an app that they keep track of where we go, what restaurants we go to, what restaurant you go to, and if you've left the country or not, or if you've been in contact with someone who's got COVID, they can basically track you with that app. So that app is kind of like GPS yako when you're here in China. And, or rather, it's kind of like your location pin. And that's how the government kind of trace. So make sure you have Wechat. Download it before you come to download it before you come to China. And also that app has so many groups, South African groups. When I say South African groups, there's a woman in South Africa group, there's expats in China, there's mothers living abroad, black mothers or African mothers living in China, working in China. There's married couples, ama groups abo. There's people who want to start a stock fair. There's people who want to send packages back home. Guys, there is an endless amount of groups and resources in WeChat. So get that group. That will be your first step into the network of expats in China. The second app is VPN. So VPN is the app that assures that we are able to connect with our family members in South Africa through WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever, Snapchat, whatever you use to communicate and see what the rest of the world is doing. Twitter, konke. So you need VPN because those apps are blocked in this country. So get VPN to ensure that you are still in touch and you are connected to the rest of the world. So I would recommend getting ExpressVPN and Astro. So get VPN because it's so important for making sure that you are up to date in terms of what's happening in the rest of the world, and you can connect to family, friends, etc. VPN does most of them, the ones that work really well and are consistent and are reliable, do have monthly membership fees. So you would have to pay like 60 Rand a month, 80 Rand a month. So that is why I recommend setting it up in South Africa, linking a card, whoever you'd be asking or whatever, or your card, or even there's an option to pay once off for the year to make sure that you don't have any problems when you get here. Okay, so make sure you set it all up. Sometimes they need like a OTP, so you can set it up with a South African phone number or whatever you need to do. So set that up before. Another thing is check Facebook for expats in China groups, South Africans in China, whatever the case may be, wherever you're from, check those groups in Facebook because they are really helpful for people who are moving abroad. There's a lot of communication, camaraderie, sharing of ideas, sharing of experiences, sharing of knowledge. So that can be a huge space for you to learn, to gather information, to meet new people, to connect with someone who might be moving at the same time as you, and you can actually ask them, what city are you going to? Sometimes 50% of the time, you do know what city you're going to, Beijing, Nanjing, Shanghai, you do know. But if in situations where you don't know, I highly recommend you asking your company, what city are you moving me to? You don't have to know what area specifically, but you can ask them, what city am I going to? So that you can start to look up the city. What's the weather like? Find groups for expats living in that city, cost of living in that city, because if all cities have different cost of living, and obviously like Beijing is the capital, so cost of living here is more expensive. But as you move away from Beijing, further away from the city center, further away from Beijing, it does get cheaper. Next thing is, okay, so now you have your savings, you are coming here now. So this money that you're going to need to have access to, you need to have it in a card that can work abroad. So the next thing is to open up an account or a card that you can transact with abroad. These are Visa cards, MasterCards, whatever your bank has that is an option for you. So make sure you have that card and keep that card operational if you can. So what I mean is, if kukona any account linked to that card, whether you're paying off Woolworths or a cell phone account or whatever it is that will give you some financial prints or some financial history in South Africa whilst you're abroad, keep that for yourself so that you are able to one day or in a year or two, because it's possible, buy property or buy a vehicle or whatever you want. But because you're going to be abroad and you obviously are not going to be in South Africa anymore, so you won't have day-to-day transactions and day-to-day expenses that are operational on your card. It's wise to keep some financial history in South Africa going that's consistent. So if you can set up a stop order or whatever, so that you have good credit score, build a good credit score, so that later on, a year or two, you can start to look at property and investments and things like that. So having a good credit history is going to benefit you in the long run. And being in China, let's not go back and forth about this, you're going to start making a lot of money. So I'm hoping, Guguti, you're going to start to think about financial literacy and building some good savings and building generational wealth, buying property, whatever it is, paying off your loans, whatever it is, keep that account and make sure that it's operational and in the money going in and money coming out. You know what I mean? So yes, do that. Keep that account. Okay, the next thing is translation apps. So what apps do you need to help for translation whilst you're here? So Baidu is an app where you literally can press a button, speak into the phone in English, ipume in Chinese. So the person that you're talking to knows what you're saying. In Nabo, they speak into the app in Chinese, kupume sewisngis. So that app, like Baidu, Wechat also has an translation feature. So those two apps, get them before you come here. Because some of the times you find that even with VPN, you can't download apps, ungalan. So get all these apps prior, even your banking apps, guys, your ABSA, FNB, Standard Bank, Capitec, whatever bank you bank with, get that app operational. Make sure you inform your bank when you leave. Guys, I'm moving to China. Please help me to make sure that it functions while I'm abroad. Okay, so the last thing, I know these are quick and these are to the point, but I really didn't want to beat around the bush. I wanted to give you guys some quick points that you can start to implement, especially if you've got your offer letter, you've got your dates, you've got your when are you coming. These are the things that can really help you. Okay, so the last thing I highly recommend you do is move in silence. When I say move in silence, don't announce to wonke umuntu, okay guys, now I'm doing this, now I'm doing this, now I'm signing my offer letter, now I'm doing this. Yes, people are going to ask, okay, you're moving to China, but keep your answers general, guys, because not everyone's going to be happy for you. Not everyone is going to be jumping and screaming from the top of the rooftop, Uguti, oh my goodness, we're so excited for you. Some people are not going to be excited for you. So move in silence. Don't announce plans. Announce results. Announce when you land in China. Announce usupagati in your training center or your international school or your kindergarten. Announce usupagati in your apartment. Do not announce plans, guys. I emphasize this so much. And that also protects you and keeps you in check. Uti, you know, everything that you need and everyone who needs to know knows. So keep your circle small when planning and preparing and doing everything. Keep it at a moderate in a moderate group, friends nakhona, just mom, dad, gokomkhulu, and you know, a bestie or whoever, to make sure that izinto zakho zihamba ngendlela, and if anything changes, you don't have to start and explain to people who, no, this is why this is not happening. You know what's happening, and that's the most important thing. Okay, guys, so I hope this was very helpful and you guys can take some information from this and implement it and make sure that you are prepared the minute kuvulwa masango we are figure like China, and you flourish and you blossom and you live your best life. Okay, so thank you so much, guys, for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss another video again. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Mwah.